Let's start. Mr. Aladdin, thank you
Yeah,
very much for your time, and it's pleasure to have you with us today.
me too. Me too,
Before
Leo.
further, before going further, let's
Mm.
quickly start with your story. How did you actually end up choosing civil engineering for your studies?
I end with civil engineer.
Yeah. How
Actually,
did? Yeah.
when I finished my school, I uh, just proposed to the university, and I get electrical engineering position there to study because of this desire of my father. At the beginning, I don't like the electrical engineering at the beginning. But then after 1 year, don't you know, the first year, most of engineering section, they are getting the similar courses and you get specialized in the second year. So without, my parents, they don't know, I just go to the registration and I ask them, I need to change to the civil engineering. They told me, okay, it's depends on you the first year.
Okay.
Apply. Within 3 days, they told me, yeah, you can now shift to the civil engineering. And I didn't inform my parents, just I finished everything, all paperwork, and I just changed to civil engineering. I just graduated from my university, they call it JUST, it stands for Jordan University of Science and Technology. I
Okay.
graduated for. And I start my journey. I was in Jordan, but I plan to. I don't like to work in Jordan because I hear that.
No, that's what we are coming towards.
Yeah,
So I
yeah,
see that you have started your career as supervisor engineer back in 2004, right? Directly in an
yes,
engineering consultant firm. Could you please
correct.
tell us more about your role there and how
Okay.
special was it for you?
At the beginning, this one of my friend, he graduated with me. He told me
Okay.
we are working as a in the consultant engineering firm, and they are looking for a site engineer to be as a supervisor. I told him I'm just a fresh graduate. How I will be a supervisor if I have no experience? I told
Yeah.
him the company they have seniors and they can give you support and it's okay. When I go there, I found my friend from university. He's working as a contractor, and
Okay.
I am working as a supervisor on him. So in the project, we I just work with them as a contractor. You know, I
Okay.
just I just support him and we really get benefit from that project. We work in it was a civil aviation headquarters there in Jordan. I just worked with them for 4 months. Then I get a chance to have a job in Saudi Arabia. It's at the beginning of the 2005. I
Yeah.
just moved to Saudi Arabia as for the
That
main.
that was my second question. So it is
Yeah,
very interesting for you to just you moved from a consulting firm and then to a contracting company later in the second position.
because
You grew.
I know for any engineer, he should when he start his career, he should start from zero. Not this the consultancy phase is later on, but you have to learn everything from zero. From you can most of okay, I will go for engineering. It's easy work. Just you will get an inspection and supervise. The life is so easy. But now, at the beginning of your career, you need to learn everything, deep in details. And also, it's when I moved to Saudi Arabia because I was born in Saudi Arabia before. Uh, but I shift. My company was in Riyadh, where the head office was there. We sit there. We was a group of engineers. They go because there is so many. It was booming construction there in Saudi Arabia at that time, and we sit there. I sit with them just for 3 months. and they are looking for site engineer in Western area in Medina Munawwara. So I thought, okay, you know, when you be as a fresh graduate, the most of companies they knows that you are just fresh and you cannot argue with them, or you said no, you will accept whatever position you will get.
Yeah.
And I totally okay. I accept. You want to go Medina tomorrow? I'm okay. We can go. I went there. It was a hospital project. They finished the construction work, but just they enter for the phase. I get benefit to that. The finishes of hospitals, it's much different from ordinary project. And then also we have also 10 small clinics, this medical clinics for Ministry of Health. Also, I was a site engineer there and site engineer for 10 clinics. And I asked my company that 10 projects will be, they require 10 engineers. And I'm handling the whole 10 projects alone. I told them, okay, yeah, later on we will bring support for you, but I finished 3 years with them. And
I know that support never arrived.
And you are working at the beginning as a site engineer, as a driver, as a procurement.
Yeah, as a PRO guy, as a delivery guy, everything.
Exactly. And and you know, in Medina Munawwara, it was my home. It was in the same floor of my office. So it's the same building. Everything was there. We finished our work at 6 o'clock, and I start my all engineering works for reviewing documents, to reviewing all drawings up to 10, 11 at night.
At
Yeah,
night.
I was exhausted at that time.
Of course.
But really, the most benefit I get from experience from this my first 3 years of my.
That's what I was coming to. So you grew in your position from site engineer in a contracting firm to construction manager in just 3 years. And I'm sure that you have been like learning and as well as enjoying the journey which you were in, right?
Yes. But you know, at the beginning, I was a site engineer in hospital projects.
Yeah.
Then I moved to these medical clinics as a site engineer. When we finished all these projects within 2 years, then the Ministry of Health give us another phase of 28 medical clinics. It was outside the Medina Munawwara area. And I promoted to construction manager, but the work was not easy because it's outside Medina Munawwara, and most of the projects was far away from Medina. Some projects are 300, 400. We have to take over the project from the ministries and go and come back in the same day. And so sometimes we reach 800, 900 kilometers a day just to handle the project. It was horrible year for me because it's so hard.
Maybe you would have started your day early in the morning, maybe 6 o'clock, and by 8 or 9, then that's when you reach the site, right?
Actually, I moved from Medina at 4 a.m. To reach at 8 to meet with the guys.
Exactly.
So the life of engineer is not easy, if you know that.
Of course, I know that. So what made you change your career path from being a construction manager? All of a sudden, you took a curve towards a project planner, including your role at Adnan Safrani.
Okay, when you work as a site engineer, you get involved for all details. You are dealing with laborers, you know everything. Every minor thing, how long it takes, how much it costs, and you deal with contracts with so many people at site, with so many mentalities from top management to the labor. So with the time our area manager, he asked me, he told me, Aladdin, do you know planning? I told him, I'm just a fresh graduate. I don't know planning, but he told me, yeah, we have shortage in planners, and from that day, I'm just thinking, okay, this planner will be involved, and he knows I can start my career with. Then I get interview this through online from company here in Dubai, this Adnan Safarini office, he's consultant. And they are asking for the contract engineer and planning department. And when I finished with my contractor in Saudi Arabia, I didn't go for my vacation. I just moved direct to Dubai. I do the interview face to face, and I told them I need to make a final exit from Saudi Arabia. I didn't to finish my vacation because since long time I didn't take my vacation. I finished, then I come back, and directly I joined Adnan Safarini. 2000. It was in 2008.
Yeah.
Then
and you continued. Yeah, that's what. And you continued your role as a project planner. And even you got promoted as a senior project planning engineer in your long career of 5+ years in Hill International. How was this organization different? And what were the challenges you were facing here?
It's totally different. When you work with foreigner companies in the top management level, it's totally different. They have a specific scope. There is nothing that too much pressure and so many works you have to do it by yourself or stay at late night to finish your work. No, they know that this is the stuff we're required for this project. When they sign a contract with, actually their work, they're working directly with the government sectors. Because they are a top management or a client representative. So when they sign the contract with the government, they knows what's the required stuff for this project. They knows this is the minimum package we accept. This is the minimum experience we need for such a project. So they knows, from the beginning, they knows everything is organized and specific, and nothing is just for or we're surprised that this is the budget or these firms are very organized.
Yeah. Tell me something. What would be the approximate value of the projects which you have handled during the period entirely? What would be the size of the maximum team you have handled?
Where
in the entire career? In the entire career.
The size of team?
Yeah, the maximum value of the projects which you have been handling through your entire career.
Well, if I told you the number, you will be shocked. This when I joined Hill International, it was a hospital for Ministry of Health.
Mm.
The project was for more than 5 billion real.
Ah, okay, interesting.
Yeah. Then when I finish because I start with them as a scheduler, a scheduler, it's less than a planner, but this is the position description. I don't care what's the position. I need just it's an international management. I need just to move. Whatever
you need a space to work. You need that particular hierarchy to work under.
Exactly.
Awesome.
Yeah, so I work with them for the hospital project. It's for 3 years as a scheduler. Then all 3 hospitals we already finished, and our contract with the Ministry of Health, it's already finished. Then sadly we have lost, when the contract is finished, so all the stuff they have to be terminated. Then it's okay, and I keep searching for another job. It's in Riyadh, in Saudi Arabia. Then I get a call from project control manager from Hell itself. They told me, Ala, are you still in Riyadh? I told them, yes. He told me, we have a big project in Riyadh we are working on since 10 years. It's a big project that King Abdullah Financial District. You know the value of this project? It reached to 60 billion riyal. It's many towers and a lot of monorails inside. So many contractors, so many infrastructure there. And I was lucky that the planning manager there, he went to final exit from the country. And I get interview from our project manager and project control manager and the client representative as well. And I'm lucky I just joined as a senior planning engineer. And it was a scheduler, but the position as a senior planning engineer. And I get accepted, and thank God I worked there for almost 2 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
In all your career as when you were in a contractor side, what is the bigger size of the team which you have handled? What is the size of the big team you have handled?
Big team, yani we have as a contractor, I work in Al Arab when I start my career. Yani, as a site engineer, yani our it was 450 twin labors and
I can imagine. Yeah.
operators. Yeah. And here, when I came to Dubai, when I work with Mimar, when you work with our contractor was Arab Tech, so the labors are reaching more than 2,000 labors a day, and you need to handle all these and get all information, and they are hiring so many construction managers, and you have to deal with all this stuff and gathering information and make sure all. Yani our job is not easy. Really not easy.
Yeah, I understand. So as you just rightly mentioned, our job is not easy. Of course, site engineers, project engineers, construction engineers, or construction managers, whoever executes the projects, their job is not at all easy. Myself, I have been in the projects as well. So in that particular stance, so how do you see like your contractor sides, how you were actually managing all your project communications with your subcontractors, within your organization, with your suppliers, how you were actually managing? Was it all through Excel formatted forms, which you always have to carry a copybook? You need to fill it up, you know what I mean? And you need to like send it across through your companies and consultants as well, you know?
Actually, it depends on the company itself. And some companies, they have digital system. When I work with Mimar and we are under umbrella of the MAC, all submittals was through online. But unfortunately, you know, it's all submittals is through online, but they insist to be along with a hard copy. Yani, what's the benefit of the online program? They insist we need a hard copy, and we need also to be online. This now the mechanism of the vision of the company. They should digitalize all this work. You know, it's they think, oh, so the software is costly, and I have to train so many stuff to work in. Oh, we have to keep at the old style. But you know, yani, you will pay at the beginning, but you are saving so much time for your stuff. You know, most of companies, they don't know this truth, how they are managing the project. Yani, we are wasting so much time in paperwork. This is lost. This is not clear.
And especially the human errors, right? So we engineers, when we were handling the projects, I still remember I used to like carry every single bit of piece of information of all the 10 or 12 projects whichever I was handling inside the head, inside my mind. You know what I mean?
Right. You are absolutely right.
So like if we are working as we are supermans, and we are all around the place. You know what I mean?
Exactly. That's why you will see most of companies that are you able to work under pressure? I told them, okay, I'm able to work under pressure, but at least to be smart.
Yes.
But nowadays they don't want to work smart, and they don't want to deploy enough stuff to handle the project. Most of companies now they are caring about how to save money, just a commercial
Correct.
issue. Yeah, they don't care about what the technical issue, how long it takes, and what quality you have to provide.
This brings on, based on our conversation, so this brings on my next question. See, you have handled projects both digitally, I would say, and non-digital forms, like through
Yes,
Excel formatted. So which
yes.
one was better for you, for your understanding? And which one, you saw that it is more effective, it is more productive, you know what I mean?
Sure, sure.
And you get more control over the project, right? It's everything, if everything is there in your palm of a hand.
Exactly. This I figured out when I joined Hill International. The timesheet is online, all submittal is through the system, and there is so many, the process itself for the submittals, for reviewing, for everything. You feel that, you really feel the teamwork, that okay, this submittal, I get it in this day, so as per contract, I have 7 days to reply. So I will not go home. I will stay the whole day until I finish my task. This will force the whole employees that you have to work on time, and the system, it will give you notification the delay from
Yes.
which person who is responsible for this delay. When you
and
work
everything and everything can be tracked as well gradually, right?
exactly, exactly. When you work with the traditional way, the old style way, most how when you
The king style way.
yes, engineer, I didn't receive it, or I can't understand, or some documents are missing, or it will be confusion for everybody. This one, this mentality for companies, it's wasting time. They think they are saving time, but they are wasting millions and millions for
Yes,
just a software. They can train their stuff, and easily they can adapt the system.
exactly. On that note, what do you think about the role of technology in construction industry in coming years? You know what I mean?
For the technology, actually, now that uh, we need to make digital our in a presentation in the meeting, how we are gathering the information, and it takes time from contractors, subcontractors, how they are going to gather information, how they will present to the client, and this is the point. We need some system, that was the latest technology for the building information modeling, that they can gather the information. But okay, I agree with the technology itself, but how long it takes to adapt this system, this model to your project, and how long it takes to get the results. Most of companies, they said that this system, it will take too much time to adapt all information and to gather all accurate data to insert it in the system. It will take time and it's costly to us. So we still the technology for engineering.
So basically, there are no solutions available which is
It
on the
is.
go,
It will
on the
take.
go,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
and which goes hand in hand in what we do, right? Which understands our projects, how we see the projects, and how we actually deal the projects, right?
exactly, exactly. And we know
Exactly.
that now the technology of 3D printing,
It's useless.
or robots, it will replace the laborers. The concept itself is nice, and we agree with them. But to adapt such technology, it will
Yeah.
it will it will not, minimum 25 to 30 years to adapt it. That's why
Correct.
most of if our generation, he need to implement this technology in our age. We need to adapt this technology as fast as possible.
Definitely, yes. Coming back to your career, finally you have joined Mimar Group back in
Yes.
Dubai as
Yeah.
senior planning engineer and continuing to serve the industry to the best possible way. How is
Mhm.
this position treating you so far?
Actually, I joined when I joined Myanmar. My position was as a senior planning engineer. Okay, this was my contract with them. Then later on, we have a senior resident engineer was there, and uh, we had a meeting with the DAMAC top management, and they told them, you can see this Mr. Aladdin Fayoumi, he's a senior planning engineer, and he's also RE assistant. RE assistant, nobody told me about this position. But it's okay, I can't say thing in front of a client, but it's okay. Then by time I asked the RE, what do you mean by RE assistant? He told me, you are assisting me not in a planning issue, for many tasks. And I thought that they will bring some stuff to help us. But by time I was handling the payment, reviewing, gathering information, quantity surveying. Then I'm dealing with secretary for how the submittals, how the document controlling, how the to submittal process. And then I found myself that I'm working so many positions, not only as a planning.
Multiple hats. No matter how big the position like a company is, but you are having a multiple hats working day and night.
Exactly, exactly. Even when my RE when he get a vacation, I just to take his duties. I just work from 7 up to 4 p.m. When our duty finish, I start my duty as a planning engineer. I will see whatever documents related to planning. I have to start from 4 o'clock, and I spend up to 11 at 12 midnight.
Forgetting about your family, forgetting about everyone.
Nothing, nothing. So
Absolutely. So, according to you, Aladdin, if you would like to convey something to our engineers, fellow engineers, or managers, or companies, contractors out there, in the modern way to approach the projects or execute the projects, what do you think? How do you think you can actually guide them, or any of your advisors to them?
actually, the most important is the development process in the companies. You can see that most of companies they don't have the mentality to train their staff. And they think, oh, why I will train this stuff and I will pay so much money. And when you train your staff for the updated courses and updated technology, it will be come back. It's benefit to the company itself. Don't look for how much you will pay for such course or for such system. Everything and your stuff it will be you will raise the knowledge of your stuff, and your work mechanism and process will be so
It is
improved.
an investment end of the day, right? So it is an investment. If you train your employee would actually help your company, your project.
Exactly. You are investing in people.
Investing in people is the best fundamental thing, which,
Yes,
yeah,
yes, yes. Most of company
exactly.
and you will see that so many companies they are losing their qualified employees because of they are not training them or
Very good point, Aladdin. You have got it here.
yeah,
Very good point. Most of the companies, they don't see the value of their employees, and they don't actually
exactly,
train them time to time, and they don't give
exactly,
them the what they actually deserve. That's the main
right,
reason people are not satisfied, especially in
right,
this industry.
right. They think that the people they are just moving just for if it's better package. No, if I'm looking, I found that this company I will be trained and I will be in the latest technology and I will get improved. I don't care about the how much
Exactly.
the package will be the variance. I will go directly. If
Definitely,
it's a
definitely.
better package, I will move. It's okay.
That's awesome point. Mr. Aladdin, thank you very much once again for your time and wish you all the very best in your
You
future
are most
assignments.
welcome. You are most welcome. I'm really glad for this webinar and
Yeah. And then, my fellow engineers, we just saw a story of an engineer with diversified experience in the field of construction industry, who played his part in completing many structures, I would say, around us, all or mostly on paper. We surely have a huge scope of improvement here.
right. We have a big chance to improve our career.
Stay tuned. Stay tuned, my dear fellow engineers. Many more stories yet to come. Thank you.
Thank you.